50 years ago today, Jimmy Hoffa seen alive for the final time at a Detroit area restaurant. The outcome of that meeting at Machus Red Fox restaurant in Michigan was not a positive one for Jimmy Hoffa, and he was never seen again. The body, of course, famously never found. For more on this story, I direct you to the Martin Scorsese film The Irishman with Al Pacino as Jimmy Hoffa.
I don't give a flying into a rolling donut about Al Pacino.
The Naked Gun remake opens tomorrow, and the movie is already making an impact. Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson are perhaps now a thing. Listen to them interview one another promoting the movie.
What was your first impression of me when we met?
I thought she is so easy on the eyes.
Oh.
I knew we had a kind of a chemistry from very, very early on.
Yeah, we definitely had a chemistry right away, and was just curious where it was going to take us in the film. So it was really a nice start, but you're a friend for life.
Great.
Yeah, we're friends for life.
Yeah.
Like it or not.
You know, that's pretty cool. Neeson lost his wife, the actress Natasha Richardson, in a skiing accident. That was over a decade and a half ago now. At 73 years old, he may have found love again with the 58-year-old Pamela Anderson, as she survived being married to Tommy Lee. So I hope they find nothing but bliss.
Pamela, I would appreciate a glass of lemonade and this hot day. Thank you, love.
Thank you, my terrible Liam Neeson impression. You're welcome. Today is stress eating. Why haven't they thought of this until now? Kraft pizza-flavored mac and cheese is coming. God Bible, this is way beyond the Coldplay kiss cam. Two Philadelphia Philly fans caught on camera during a game the other day engaged in a sex act in the stands. How do I put this delicately? Let's just say that he had a feel for her game, and we'll leave it at that. I took a look at the video. It's pretty clear. Meanwhile, the now former CEO of the tech company Astronomer, you know, the guy caught on the kiss cam at the Coldplay show, he is suing Coldplay. Dude. Somebody's telling the truth and somebody ain't. I guess we'll find out. Denver, a pastor and his wife facing federal fraud charges for their crypto scam. They netted 7 figures from their flock and spent their crypto investments on renovations and vacations. Pastor Eligio Regalado isn't making his case any easier for his attorneys because he says,
the charges are that Caitlin and I pocketed $1.3 million, and I just want to come out and say that those charges are true. Out of that $1.3, $500,000 went to the IRS, and a few $100,000 went to a home remodel that the Lord told us to do.
Yep, the Lord told them to sell worthless crypto investments to church members and then spend all the money on, among other things, home renovations. I love how he did point out that they pay taxes on their scam, though, so they can't get him on that. From the TMI file, if you're looking for something more solid to invest in, how about the makers of Preparation H? Apparently hemorrhoids are becoming common in younger adults. Why? Well, I went ahead and read the article. TheCut.com says it could be from sitting too much, being dehydrated, not eating enough fiber. I got an army of peaches to help me with that. And sitting too long in the can because they are scrolling on their phones while doing their business. I guess it makes sense. Science. Smart animals on the rampage. A study says that crows can hold grudges against humans for years. A, what do we do wrong, in the opinion of crows, to earn their ire? B, how do researchers even know that crows hold a grudge? C, I will acknowledge that crows are very smart. I know this. Here we go. Over the years, if you were a listener to the old radio station, I would often reference my late Uncle Bruce and how he fed a family of raccoons for generations with fruit pies from the day-old bread store from a bin on, facing the back patio. And I used to sit there and look out the window. He had floodlights and everything, and the raccoons would come down from the trees and eat the fruit pies. And my Aunt Lou was just like, oh, my God, can we stop with this, Bruce, please? And he loved it. So anyway, his son is my cousin Steve, and he lives in Sequim, Washington, at a place called Diamond Point, overlooking the Straits of Juan de Fuca. It's lovely, lovely home. And out his back deck, you can see a murder of crows every day because Steve goes to Safeway and buys them a rotisserie chicken. I'm not making this up. He puts it hanging from a tree in his yard, and the crows come from everywhere and feast on this chicken. And he says, this is pretty cool. The crows will bring me trinkets from the beach as a way of paying for their chicken. And I looked on the railing of his deck, and there were washers and little seashells and other trinkets from the beach. The crows would fly up and drop off, and then they'd go and enjoy their chicken. And I learned this because I was up early one morning when I was staying with him a few years back, and I'm having my cup of coffee, and he comes into the kitchen, he starts pulling apart a rotisserie chicken. I go, it's kind of early for chicken, isn't it? Stevie goes, this is for the crows. I go, oh my God, you are your father's son. Bruce had his raccoons and you got your crows. This is hilarious. So that's how I know. Long story short, crows are very smart. So yeah, I suppose they could hold a grudge, though they certainly don't for my cousin Steve. He's too good to him. Pekadu in Indonesia. In related news, if you're ever there and visiting their famous temple, keep your stuff secure. Monkeys have overrun the place, and they're smart enough to steal wallets, phones, and other valuables. And then apparently they take these and trade them with other humans for treats, fruit, and so forth. They are smart. Smarter than a crow? I don't know. In British Columbia, a man fought off a cougar attack the other day. A mountain lion, not. Reportedly, this guy punched the mountain lion in the face, and the mountain lion ran off. Good to remember, should I ever be attacked by a cougar. Finally, Los Angeles, this woman's Ring camera caught two strange creatures walking by her front porch. Aliens?
I was sitting in my son's room with my son. We were staring at each other like, what do we do? We didn't even know what to do. Like, I'm not going to call the police. I'm not going to go outside. I guess I'm going to have to live with the doubt because I'm not checking.
I wouldn't see there's anything to worry about, but I cannot conclude that this is a hoax after seeing that footage, that's for sure.
Well, I looked at the video. The shadowy figures were short, sort of stooped over, they did kind of look like E.T. in terms of their body style, except that they had the elongated heads, way out the back there. Could it have been old women with hair in their buns and one in the morning? Probably not, but I don't know. I can't explain it. And I'm a skeptic about things like this, but might be a hoax. Could be. I don't know. And I thank you for listening, and we'll chat again tomorrow.